You're right.
I know.
Yep. Okay. Lucas, what is a game jam?
A game jam is when a group of people come together to make a game real quickly. What usually takes a couple of months or years, we try to do in a couple of days. It's an interesting opportunity to try something new, learn something new, or try something different. So sometimes, like a new game will get born out of a game jam. Like something that was successful in a game jam gets worked on later on. Yeah.
How does it work?
So a group of people, usually a large amount of group of people come together, and you form teams, usually about 4 people max, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. You can, some people like to do it solo as well. And then, yeah, you sort of have everyone, for the duration of the game jam, work together, and then they all submit before a deadline, and then sort of the last part of the game jam, you'll sort of try each other's games. And then usually there's like a winner, based upon like a judge, like maybe there's a panel or like one person is judging, or it could be like a group opinion sort of thing. It's different on different jams.
What are the sorts of things people learn about games and participate in game jams?
So you sort of get to see the whole process from start to finish. So if you haven't seen that before, that's sort of like the big takeaway. Like you sort of see how much time gets spent on each part. Like you may spend like a quarter of the time on like animations, or like choosing different models, or laying out the level or something like that. Like you sort of just get to see what's involved and how long things take, that kind of thing. Yeah. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to edit this, right? Like,
Yeah, you say some good things here.
Yeah.
What are ways students from every discipline can participate in a game jam?
So everyone's sort of like in like a game development team, everyone has like a very different set of skills. You sort of don't need 2 people that, like if we were talking about a kitchen, you don't have 2 people chopping the carrots. You have one person chopping the carrots, you have one person chopping the meat, another person, I don't know, doing the frying. It's a bit like that in a game as well. Like everyone sort of brings their talents. Like you have animators, you have modelers, 3D modelers. You might have people that write some dialogue and write a script together. The script for a game is pretty much the same as for a movie or a TV show. So it's just, yeah, it's a whole different set of skills that sort of come together. Depending on what kind of game you're making, you'll have different people with different skills. Today we're sort of making one which is sort of more of an action type of game, so we don't really need someone that's like specialized. Like we just sort of have someone that makes like a level, like the layout of it, and that's sort of like the more important thing. And then we just sort of tighten up the mechanics. Like, you'll have like a sword swinging animation. You may need to like make it go faster or cut a bit of it out. Like there's a wind up to the animation, so you might cut that out because it takes too long. It's little things like that. But in like a full game development, this stuff usually takes a lot longer. In a game jam, you just sort of more like doing like rushing, I guess you could say.
What exactly are you making now today?
So we're making a pirate game today. It's just a bit of a hack and slash game where you're a pirate in the Caribbean somewhere, and there's some skeletons on an island, and you gotta hack and slash through the skeletons and get to the treasure. And then we're hoping that we'll have a couple of islands where you travel from, like once you complete one island, you'll travel to the next one and kill some maybe different types of enemies on the next island and get the treasure from there. Yeah, it won't be too complex. Like, yeah, as I said, we only have 2 days. Yeah.
What are you hoping game jams become in the future on campus?
On the campus, I'm hoping more people participate. If the bigger group you have, the more creative sort of people's creative talents get to be sort of like put on display. For example, like if someone that's a really good 3D modeler might come in and make some really nice 3D models. If it was the Pyro game, they might make some nice swords or pistols or props of different kinds, we, which we wouldn't have had before. So it's different people from different backgrounds. Like we'd love to get some sound people and music people in, because that's something that doesn't take too long. There's no reason why we need to go out and like download sound files. We can pretty much make them all in-house here, like sword clashing sound or footstep sound. You know what I mean? Like we could all make it in here. It's just a matter of someone stepping up and doing it. It all just takes time. Yeah.
Where do you see the game industry in 10 years?
Well, it's going to keep growing. It's going to become more mainstream. I think we're going to, like you sort of have this term gamer. I think there's so many different kinds of gamers that term isn't going to really be used anymore, because you're just talking about like most of the people in the population. Like most people like listen to music or watch TV at least once a year. You might watch a movie or something at least. So most people come across and play some kind of game. Like do we, for example, people that play Candy Crush on their phone, do we call them gamers? But that's a big part of the market. Like if you consider everyone in the world that plays games, most of people that play games is just casual games on their phone. And yeah.
As a game student, where do you see your career heading in 5 years?
In 5 years, I'd like to be working for a studio. Hopefully have completed a title that is published by then. That's sort of like more well known than not. Like an average gamer might have heard about it at least. Something like that. Eventually start my own studio. Eventually, I'd like to start my own studio.
What makes games an art form? What separates it from others?
Well, art is anything that inspires feeling in the consumer of the art. Like if it's something that makes you feel, and then it was the person that's created that thing, it was their intent to make you feel that thing, then I think that's art. So with games, it's an interactive experience. That's why I like it the most, because if you watch a movie or just listen to maybe a podcast, it's not as engaging. In a game, you're actually sort of there. You got to make some of the decisions, and you're sort of like in the character's shoes, so to speak. So you engage with it more. You absorb the content. You're a lot more immersed in the world that the developer of the game made, rather than like a movie or something. You're just sort of watching a character on a screen. In a game, you are the character sort of in the world. So you're absorbing more of the art, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap. Cut it there. Thank you, Lucas.